Interviews are an integral part of the recruitment process and are of paramount importance. Like most things in life, if you don't prepare well, you're less likely to succeed.
But it can sometimes be difficult to know where to start. Every company and every role is different. So we've asked one of our senior recruiters based in California and a member of the board to help us get to the bottom of the best way to prepare for an interview.
Hi, I'm Vicki Codd. I'm the Group Marketing Director of NES Global Talent, and I look after all things brand for NES.
My name is Zach Blaylock. I'm a Senior Manager at the West Coast, office out of Southern California. I run the recruitment team and sales team out here focused on downstream operations within oil refineries and petrochemical plants. Been with the business about 3.5 years and looking to expand the West Coast operations.
Okay, so the first thing we wanted to ask you is how many interviews have you conducted throughout your career?
I would say probably in the hundreds now. I've been around quite a long time and done quite a few interviews in that time. And there have been all sorts of interviews, from very basic CV reviews on the phone to really in-depth, quite long interviews involving tests and competency questions.
I would say into the hundreds. Just internal for my own staff, I've conducted probably about 30 interviews.
So it's safe to say you're quite experienced then?
Yes, ma'am, I like to think so.
So in that case, in your opinion, what's the first thing a candidate should do once they've been offered an interview?
I think it's important to thoroughly research the company that you're going for an interview with. You need to show that you have good knowledge on the company, that you've taken some time to look at their website and look at things like their core values, latest news, if they've won any awards. It's the worst thing in the world for an interviewer if you say, "What do you know about our company?" and the interviewee says nothing. So you've got to really do your research and make sure that you're clued up before you get there.
But beyond the company's own website, is there anywhere else a candidate could look for information?
A great tool that we use in this industry is LinkedIn. So I would look at the company on LinkedIn, look at the people that are on there, what types of positions they're in. You can definitely look at industry tools like oil and gas. Financial Journals is a great one. I typically look up the person that's interviewing me, and I'd recommend the candidates to do that to know a little bit about your interviewer before going in.
I think these days the best thing to do is actually just Google the company name, and then under the news section of Google, you'll see all the latest news stories about the company, and that can range from anything to their financial results to, like I say, awards they've won and other news articles, and it gives you a much more broader background than just the messages on their website.
So once a candidate has done enough research and they've got enough information about the company, what should their next step be?
I think the next step would be to prepare for the interview itself. So whilst you can never know the exact questions you're going to get asked, the initial interview would probably centre around your own CV and the core skills that you've listed. So practice some examples and responses that you would give if you were asked around what your core skills were, what your experience is. Give examples of teamwork. Things like that are always asked. So it's good to start thinking ahead and put some of those examples in place before you go in.
There's lots of different tools available online for interviewing, but I would suggest candidates just prepare themselves for basically any situation, from the typical interview questions like tell me about your greatest strengths or your greatest weaknesses, all those standard interview questions. But I think the most important thing is to tell them about yourself, what you can bring to the table, what you can do for the employer that creates value for the company. Speak a bit about what you're passionate about, and about your experiences that you've had that are relevant for this job that make you the best fit. So I just prepare all those items, not sounding too scripted, but basically practice. Know what you're going to say. Basically, no matter what that interviewer asks, you're prepared and ready to answer it.